What's up? Today is my third video. Um, I was thinking about a topic I'm going to talk about, and I found one that is very important to me and also the beginning of everything. So, why I have this mindset and why I have these goals and why do I want to pursue all these goals. And all starts when I was 10 or 11. Um, I was always interested in movies, so since my early years, so I think when I was 5 or 6 years old, I started to get more into movies. I loved watching movies, I loved going to the cinema, and I loved watching movies at home. I had a really big collection of movies, and I started to collect my money to go to a shop to buy one DVD every Friday after school. And this is how I started to get more into movies and to love the art of movies and the art of cinema. And when I was 10 or 11, I started to get more into acting. I was always really interested in acting, and I always wanted to be one of these people on TV who's playing in a movie and who's a character I really like and I look up to. And the moment I turned 10, 11 years old, I was able to be more mature and to realize that I have a chance to be an actor. So I started to watch movies and to analyze the persons and to act the same scene at home in front of the mirror in early years. I was always very dedicated and a very dedicated kid, and I think all of it started when I fell in love with movies and the cinema and acting. So yeah, the moment I turned 11, I started to get more into scripts and writing movies on my own. So I always wanted to create my own story, my own characters, to be one of my own characters. So I started writing at school and at home, and I was thinking about movie ideas, and I had so much going on in my head, so much imagination. And one day, one of the teachers in my school started to realize that I was always in school. I was never outside when we had break. Every kid went outside, played soccer. I stayed inside and I started to write my scripts and I started to write characters. It was everything I thought of the whole day. There was nothing else. I woke up with the thoughts and I went to sleep with the same thoughts. And I was so focused that I couldn't stop working on them. And so one day, one of the teachers went up to me and asked me what I was doing all the time inside. And I told him that I was working on my movies. And he asked me what kind of movies and what am I talking about. And I started to present him my ideas. And he was so interested and so inspired and also shocked about a kid being in such an early age and already writing own movies and having these goals that he started to support a little bit. And one day when I was in school writing on my scripts, he went up to me and he gave me one of these books. It's from Quentin Tarantino. It's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and he told me to read it and to analyze it somehow and to tell him everything, all my thoughts about the story. And after I read the book, I should watch the movie. So that's what I did. I was so happy to have this book, and I read all day long from morning to night and I couldn't stop. So one day I came up to him and I read the whole book and I was so unbelievable inspired, and I just wanted to write my own story and have my own movie one day. So I came home the same day and I started writing immediately. I took the laptop from my dad and I started writing my own story. It was like after 2 days I had 50 pages of script and I loved my story and I was so happy about it, and I was finally able to find my courage to start auditioning, and that's what I did all day long. Before and after school, I came home and I started to focus on auditions, and I watched videos on how to be an actor and how to act different emotions. And that's what I did all day long. I did it for a few years, and I was so passionate about being an actor, and I always wanted to be an actor. So one day I moved to the US for one school year, and I played a role in a drama, and I also went to drama classes and acting classes and film classes, and I was so inspired and I was so focused that I never wanted to stop working on it. Somehow one day I started to get more interested in innovations, and I saw all these people who worked so hard and they were able to achieve everything, every goal they ever had. I was so motivated and sad at some point too, because I was working on it years since I was a kid. I never had a chance to be an actor or to work on a movie, and I really tried. I was texting directors and I tried everything, but I always got declined, and sometimes I just got ignored. So I stopped doing it at some point and started to get more into the business stuff and into coding and to working on websites, and that's the first time I ever got more into the business side. And I started reading books about business, and I also talked about a few of them in a different video, and I loved it too. I was like acting but different somehow, and I was so inspired again, and I couldn't stop working on stuff, on my ideas from day to night. I woke up with my same goals and I went to sleep with the same goals, and I prayed about my goals and I always wanted to achieve them. And most of the time I failed. I had great ideas, but they failed. I had ideas that succeeded for a few weeks and failed after a few weeks after I made my first money. And failing all the time is really hard at some point. So it is still today one of the hardest parts for me to fail. I hate to fail, but sometimes I love to fail too, because after I failed, I realized that there are different opportunities and I start to work again. And I think it's one of my blessings that I have, that no matter how many times I fail, I just keep going. And that's what I do with acting and the business side. I mean, all my social contacts, my family, they all know that I love cinema and acting, but in the last few years I was so focused on my ideas and my business ideas that I don't really want to forget my dreams and my goals, and I will still try to achieve them, but somehow I also want to achieve other goals. For example, having my own startup, and I have all these thoughts in my head all day long about what path I should choose, that I never really thought about choosing both paths. I mean, I'm really young and I'm able to work on them, but for the last few years I just failed, and I'm getting a little tired of it because I really want to achieve it and go on and find new ideas and work on different ideas, but it's harder than I thought, and I'm still doing it now, and I won't stop. I just wanted to do this video to talk about my thoughts that I recently have, and thoughts about my acting, and thoughts about my acting career and my movie career, and also the business career side. I mean, I'm very passionate about all of it, and I think I'm very talented in business, but I also really love and really like the acting. I really like movies and the cinema, so I don't know. I don't know what path I should choose or what path I should begin with, and I think I'm just keep going, and I keep working on my innovations, my startup ideas, and hopefully one day one of them will succeed, and I'm just very and unbelievable passionate about it, and I just can't stop thinking about it. I really want it, and I will try everything to achieve it.